So many of you probably know, or maybe you don't know, but a couple of weeks ago, the Kansas Jayhawks from Lawrence, Kansas, which is where I live, won the national championship. And I have been surprisingly quiet about it. In fact, I didn't want to, over the last few weeks, come on here and talk about how awesome the Jayhawks are. And I'm shocked at the number of you who did not reach out and congratulate me. In fact, I only had like 3 clients who congratulated me. Josh Anderson and Tony Baroni were 2 of them. In fact, I had more of your spouses reach out to me than I had clients. Matt Davis, Jordan Davis's, was the only person that was texting me during the game. So I want to give a shout out.
Are we talking football or basketball?
So, but today, not in the spirit of being obnoxious, I've been thinking about basketball and my love for it. And so the Monday Morning Mojo today is going to have 3 lessons from college basketball. And anybody who, even if you're not a sports fan, can apply these lessons, okay? So each lesson will end with a question, okay? So I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to jump into this. So this picture right here, now the lady on the left is my lovely wife, Rochelle Freed. And many of you have met her. We've been together since 2004, went K through 12 together. So we went kindergarten through senior year together, and she's still not sick of me, at least not privately. She doesn't tell me that. But the guy that she's standing here with is somebody that we both know of because he played at the University of Kansas when we were in college, and his name is Jeff Hawkins. Now, here's the lesson, is Jeff Hawkins in practice and in warmups was a lights out shooter from anywhere on the floor. So this guy could go into practice or warmups and hit 10 to 12 3-pointers going around the arc of the line, lights out, would not miss. But the second he went into the game, he was completely unskilled. And so it was so frustrating being a fan because you could see what was possible for him. But during all 4 years of his college experience, he missed open shots, turned the ball over. And I think it was all because of his nerves, that he would get into the game and he represented the game differently than he did in practice. And one of the things that I've noticed in listening to and watching videos of the season, because let's face it, I live in Kansas, there's nothing else to do but to root for the Jayhawks. The head coach, Bill Self, his consistent message before the game, he always said the same words: go out there, relax, and have fun. And yet with Jeff, he couldn't ever seem to relax. But I want you to hear that the skill was there. His ability to make shots from anywhere on the floor was there. But here's the question, okay? How and where is fear consistently unskilling you in your life? So I call this skill amnesia. It's, man, I know exactly what to say to that objection. I know exactly how to handle this upset buyer. But when you get in the game, because of how you're representing it to yourself, it unskills you. So how and where is fear consistently unskilling you in your life? And I think that's a question that you can answer now or carry it around with you all week and just see where that is. But I want to know where you have skill amnesia, okay? And I will be asking you about this on your calls. So make sure that you're doing your best to answer these. Now, the second one actually comes from this video. I'm not going to show the whole thing. And yet this is Coach K, who is the former coach of the University of Duke. And I don't really care what your feelings are about Coach K. His record stands for itself. But I want you to listen to what he says here, okay? And it's a short clip. It's like 20 or 30 seconds. So I'm going to play this and hopefully you'll be able to hear it.
You should love this place right here. You should love the gym. You should love the gym. Yeah, you should want to be in here a lot. What's the thing that gets you out of it? What's one of the things that gets you out of it? Sorry. tired, tired, okay? And when you're tired, what do you start thinking about? You. I'm tired. You're home, say, Mom, I'm tired, and you expect some sympathy or, oh, baby, you know, don't be tired. Don't be tired. My mother.
All right, so right there, you guys, is the question that I ultimately want to ask you. So the question is, what are the excuses that consistently take you out of the gym? What are the excuses that consistently take you out of the gym? You all heard them when he says, number one, you should love it in here. You should like being here. And then number two, what is it that takes you out of it? What gets you out of the gym? And the answer, as you heard, was I'm tired. I'm tired. And you know, the thing of it is I don't think most of us have ever actually experienced physical exhaustion. A lot of what you think is tired is just the story you're telling yourself about being tired. And here's how I can prove it to you. I remember very distinctly, I had a coaching client. I don't coach her anymore. And yet she was constantly bitching about, oh, I'm so tired, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm too tired. And, you know, part of me wants to be empathetic to that, but eventually I start going, you know, look, there's a certain level of energy that's required to run a business and you're going to have to step up. And so I asked her, I said, hey, you know, imagine this, it's a Friday, right? You're so tired, you're driving home, the day is over, no more showings. You don't have to answer your phone anymore. You're so tired. All you can think about is walking into your house, getting a glass of wine, sitting down, binge watching Netflix, and getting something delivered to your house. Have you ever been there? And she's like, oh my gosh, I was just there last Friday. I was so tired, so tired. Okay, cool. So imagine that you park in your garage, you walk in your house, you get into the living room, and you catch your your husband getting it on with your best friend. So you walk in on your best friend and your husband getting it on. How tired are you? You think she's tired? No. Now, I can go to a positive message. Imagine that you're driving home so tired, so tired. You get a phone call. It's an attorney. He says, you have a great Aunt Ethel that you've never met. She decided to keep herself out of your life for a lot of complicated reasons, but she loved you and left you $50 million in cash. It will hit your bank account on Monday. I'm sending you the wire, the proof of wire right now. It's all legit. How tired are you? So the question is, what consistently takes you out of the gym? And the lesson that I really want you to get from that is a lot of what you think is tired is not tired. It's the story you're saying about being tired. It's the story you're telling yourself. Because if you played either one of those scenarios, I don't think that all you could do is go home and sit on a glass of, you know, you're not going to ask those two, like if you're walking into your kitchen and catch your husband and your best friend, you're not going to be like, hey, can you guys move over so I can sit here and watch Netflix with my glass of wine? You're not going to do that, right? What you have the inability of is how to tap the deep well, what I call activating your awesome. You have to be able to turn that on at will, but you won't get there telling yourself all the time how exhausted you are. Now, if you're exhausted all the time, if you remember what I said at the beginning of this, maybe there's something biological and you need to develop an energy plan that will sustain you in this energy. But I don't think most of us have ever actually experienced true physical exhaustion. Okay. Now, third lesson, and it comes from two gentlemen. One of them is this player right here. His name is Christian Brown. Now, Christian is a corn-fed white boy from Kansas who plays at the University of Kansas. He's a junior this year. He's one of the best players that we have. And because we have nothing else in Kansas, if you're a basketball fan and you grow up playing basketball, your greatest wish is to play at the University of Kansas. And that's what Christian ultimately did. And he was one of the big reasons that we won in the tournament this year. And last Thursday, I was in a awards banquet with my wife. We are season ticket holders, so we were invited to attend the awards banquet with the team and the coach. And this other guy, that's Bill Self. He's the head coach at KU. And it was really cool because we got there a little bit late and we had assigned seating, so we didn't have to do any small talk. We like walked in the middle of the presentation, so we didn't have to talk to anybody, which I thought was so cool. And Bill Self was talking about each player and what each player really brings to the table and how special they were. And when he came to Christian Brown, he said, the thing I love about him is that he's never lost a game. He's just run out of time. He's never lost a game. He's just run out of time. So think about that for a second. What he's saying is that this guy's got that true competitive spirit. To him, every minute of every second of every game, he's out there to win it. And so he never lost the game. He just ran out of time. And so the question that I have for you is, where do you think you're losing, but you just need more time? Because I have come to know that a lot of the frustration that people experience in creating quality long-term results is that they have expectations time-wise, and when those expectations clash with reality, meaning I don't meet very many people who say, I am really going to focus over the next 2 to 3 years at building a real estate business. They want to make $100,000 right away. And it takes time. And so my question again is, where do you think you're losing, but you just need more time? Where do you need to extend your expectations of how long things actually take? And I know a lot of you hide behind the veil of, I'm a high D, I'm not patient. Well, look, you can be impatient in the micro, but you have to be patient in the macro. So the micro is your day-to-day, week-to-week, but the macro is your vision. If you have a vision that's 3, 5, 10 years out, you have no choice but to be patient. The other thing, high Ds, that you need to stop saying is, I'm a high D, I don't have attention to detail. You know what that is? That's being sloppy. You need a certain level of attention to detail. Pay attention to what you're doing, because there's a difference between being sloppy and messy. Being sloppy is, I don't have attention to detail and I'm not going to pay attention to it. And thus you put yourself and your team and everybody in it at risk. Being messy is, I'm building something big and we're doing it quickly, and there's going to be some messes along the way, but we will clean them up the right way. But again, I think some of you need to lay off of yourself a little bit around this expectation of time. Give yourself a little bit more time to develop. You haven't lost the game. You just need more time.